getting to know a first premiere, of a new piece of music, it's like dating, right? I mean, first date, you don't know how it's going to go. Like, you think you're going to get ready, you've learned your counting, you've got your suit, you've ironed your shirt, and you think, okay, let's see how we're going to get to know one another. But you don't really know until you know the person, until you know the piece. And so this in the Ruders concerto, it's a very charming concerto. I like it very much. But I won't know it until tomorrow night. I won't know it until I've played it, really. Everything else is just hopeful preparation. And then of course the question is why play new pieces of music? Wouldn't life just be better if you were friends with the people that you know and you're comfortable with? And why do you have to always date a new person? Well, I don't know. That's where that metaphor obviously is weak. But because each new piece is like a kaleidoscope in which all the different colors and the possibilities of the instrument, and by extension maybe you as a musician and others as musicians, that these show themselves in different ways. And I think that's very important about new music, that hopefully it makes you a better musician, hopefully it trains your instincts better, it teaches you to work on your weaknesses. There's a wonderful feeling about getting it once you've gotten it. I have to say, this concerto by Ruders, this is not an easy piece. Like, there are definitely moments in this that I just want to throw the score across the room. So there are some very difficult moments. But, you hear a composer of his level, he knows what he wants. It's so clear. And it's so, the wonderful moments that he has are so transcendent and so interesting that you think, okay, well, it was well worth the trouble. So we'll see. I'm going to practice a little more. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to shave. I'm going to look, reasonably clean. And then my first date with this piece will happen, and hopefully there'll be a second and a third date, and that's usually a relationship with a new piece of music. I think all new music encourages us to play better and to play differently. Like, if musicians made a suggestion to Beethoven for his Eroica, oh, change this, change that because I can't play it, then people would not be better players, right? Like, I think that we play Eroica better than people did at the premiere of Eroica, most likely. And, Beethoven pushed the technique. Every composer, I don't want to say that this is a rule, but I would say many good composers push musicians past their boundaries. So, I prefer to not interfere in that. If I interfere, it kind of gets in the way of what a new piece of music is supposed to do. Yeah, it's clear that he played the harpsichord. He knows what the instrument can do. He still pushes it, though. There's some tough things. He still pushes it. But no, it's clear he knows. He didn't. So occasionally you get a piece from a composer, I have to say rarely these days, where it looks like they wrote a piano piece and they just crossed out piano and they said harpsichord. And this is not that. This is a harpsichord concerto. With the best of the harpsichord concertos, these are harpsichord. These are pieces for the harpsichord. And no, it's obvious that he took it seriously. The way I really got to know all these Danish composers was through Mikola Petri, and she and I played together. And through her, I got to know the rich world of Danish music, which I was kind of ignorant of, actually, I have to confess. So I got to know the music of, first people like Holmboe and Per Nørgaard and Axel Borup Jorgensen, who's a very interesting composer. And then, eventually Pelle Gudmundsen Holmgren and Ruders, and I met a lot of them. Ben Sørensen I commissioned a concerto from him, which is being done next year, and Ruders, and also some Faroese composers. There's Sunleif Rasmussen, who I commissioned a piece from. So, you, as the Germans say, in an Augenblick, yeah, and I all of a sudden got to know all this Danish music, and I started commissioning all these composers from and associated with Denmark. So that's kind of exciting. I'm also learning a piece by Per Nørgaard. I wish I could say it was written for me. No, it was written 30 years ago. But, people say to me, how do you get to know composers and how do you commission? You just meet them. Composers are with one or two exceptions, very nice people and very approachable people. And the ones who aren't approachable, you don't want music by them anyway, so who cares? You know, the good ones are nice people.